call the meeting to order and ask Councilman Brewton to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Weaver.
Here.
Councilman Broughton.
Here.
Councilman Watson. Councilman Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
There's a quorum to do business.
Approval of the July 17th minute meetings.
Make a motion to approve the July minute meetings.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Broughton to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilman Barton. Are there any changes? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Weaver.
Yes.
Councilman Broughton.
Yes.
Councilman Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes and the minutes are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors today. I see we have Representative Alan Baker here today, and I'm glad you could make it. I appreciate everybody else that's here today. Next item is approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Next item is a public hearing on an economic development agreement with Optomi LLC, resolution number 170724. I'll call the public hearing to order. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in opposition to this agreement? Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this agreement? And if you would just step up here.
My name is Chuck Ruggiero. I'm president of Optomi and a company called Provalis. I just wanted to say a few words on behalf of my organization to the city of Brewton and the gratitude that we have towards the city. Provalis is an interesting company, and it's a division of Optomi that we're going to be locating here in Brewton, or hopefully locating here in Brewton. It stands for providing value from the U.S. Much like manufacturing, IT, the organizations that we run has left the country. They have been outsourced to countries like India, China, Malaysia, Philippines, you name it, a country. They're doing much more IT than the U.S. is doing in today's world. Provalis is on a mission to bring these jobs back, and specifically we want to bring these jobs back to rural areas like Brewton. We've spent the better part of 6 to 9 months looking for a location to organize and put our company in, and Brewton came to the top of that list. We looked in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and certainly throughout Alabama. And we had a number of criteria that we were looking at, namely demographics, poverty levels, education levels, etc. But what sold us on Brewton was its people. The first person that we met was Mayor Lovelace, and I got to tell you, he represents your city very well. EDA, the folks are here, Will and John Johnson, also represented the city extremely well. The city is a growing city and a diverse city that is looking to outside organizations to help it grow. And I can't tell you the gratitude that we have to the mayor and to the EDA for helping us along in that journey. They've put in a tremendous amount of personal time. Recently when the mayor was in Italy, we talked several times. So it's a ton of personal time went into this effort. And we are just so happy to be here and representing both Provalis and Optomi in Brewton. Our organization is different. We're out on a mission, and our mission, as mentioned, is to bring these jobs back. But we want to keep the jobs here in Brewton. Our organization is about education and training. We're looking for individuals that perhaps have a GED, perhaps have college education, perhaps have years and years of experience, but are looking to change their careers in IT and IT services. So therefore, we're looking to train them. We've developed some proprietary training that we'll be giving individuals. In fact, the boot camp started today, and I think there's some representatives from the boot camp here. We're looking to become part of the community. We want to join Rotary. We want to join the community. We want to be good stewards of Brewton. In fact, Daniel Guzzo, Daniel, stand up. Daniel is our general manager. He currently lives in Atlanta, been with us for a long time, was employee number 1 of our organization, and is planning to move his family here to Brewton. So we're investing in the community as much as the community is investing in us, and we're looking to be good citizens of the community. Just want to thank everybody again. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll get the right vote. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments?
My name is Chris Fields. Y'all mostly know me. I did the kayaking venture to begin with about 3 years ago. Didn't go so well, but when I heard about the golf course closing, I was one of the people who came to that meeting in dissent to that. I applied to Provalis because I wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on. I did my first day of boot camp today, and having worked for another tech company, I can say that these guys are completely on the level, and as a citizen of North Brewton, I am very, very happy to have them as my neighbor, whether or not I actually get a job with them. I want to congratulate all of you and Mr. Ruzick for putting this together. This is one of the greatest things that I've ever heard happen to Brewton. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Any other comments? If not, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion on Resolution 17-0724.
Motion to approve Resolution number 17-0724.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Brown to approve the Economic Development Agreement with Optomi, and a second by Councilman Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Weaver?
Yes.
Councilman Broughton?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the resolution number 17-0724 is approved.
I say we ought to start with a round of applause. You know, I don't normally make remarks after we pass something, but I do want to make a few remarks this time. There's an old saying that it takes a village, and it couldn't be any truer in this case. First, I'd like to thank the City Council for the work they've done to bring this wonderful opportunity for 300 new technology jobs for the people of Brewton. Second, without the help, guidance, and a whole lot of patience out of the Coastal Gateway Economic Development Alliance team, this project would have not gotten done. And I'm really not kidding about that. I personally want to thank Dr. John Johnson. Even after his process of retiring, he's continued to give us advice. Will Ruzick, who took Dr. Johnson's place, has never missed a beat. Jess Nichols, who provided the numbers and has kept the negotiations moving forward. I just really can't say enough about Coastal Gateway and the work they've done, and they've spent every day of the last 6 to 9 months involved in this project, and I would like to give them just a round of applause. I'd like to thank Vance Kilgore and his firm for the work they've done reviewing the financials on Optomi on multiple occasions. Our legal team, consisting of 2 lawyers from Maynard Cooper in Birmingham and Ed Hines here in Brewton. An architect, Robert Heffernan, engineering firm Goodwood Mills and Kaywood, Connie Baggett, Alex McDowell for all their work behind the scenes and in the midst of this project. Greg Canfield and the entire Department of Commerce, ADECA, and a special word about Governor Kay Ivey. Governor Ivey made it clear from the start that she was behind new technology coming to the state of Alabama. And she made this project happen by providing an additional $1.5 million from the governor's discretionary fund. And even though Governor Ivey's not here today, I still would like to give her a round of applause. I would be remiss if I did not mention Representative Alan Baker. Alan has been our go-to guy for any problems we encountered along the way on this project. He's been there for Brewton from the beginning and continues to be here for Brewton today. And I would just like to mention recently, we had these floods and we had a major sewer issue on Sile Road and Gordon Lane. We had another issue. Representative Baker, again, working with Governor Kay Ivey, was able to get the city another grant for $200,000 from Governor Ivey. And so I'd like to give Representative Baker a round of applause. I'd like to thank our Chamber of Commerce. As you all know, Provalis will be downtown to start with in what I call the Kelly Center buildings. We announced to start with that the Chamber of Commerce was going to be there. We tried to do some leases and keep some of this quiet, and the Chamber was good enough to put up with their mayor during this time, and Melanie has been very helpful to us, and her board of directors has been very helpful to us, and I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce. I'd also like to thank President Gary Branch of the Coastal Alabama Community College. They've been working closely with Optomi to help come up with programs to help train their employees for the future. When you start thanking people, you're sure to miss someone, and I'm sure that in this case here that I have. But I would also like to thank David Stokes and the Escambia County Commission for their support. And last but certainly not least, my wife Sally for fixing such fine dinners for us, supporting me, and I really think her fudge pie may have sealed the deal. And there's a story behind that. One of the pies being on an airplane and taking it back to Atlanta to feed his children. So you could not find finer people to work with than Chuck and Daniel. Daniel was my date Thursday night. Both our wives were out of town, and so Daniel and I went to see Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory together. Appreciate you going with me, Daniel. You're a very fine time. And the city of Brewton looks forward to working with Optomi and Provalis and on this tremendous opportunity for our citizens of Brewton. So thank you. One more round of applause to all of them. Next, move on with the meeting. Under new business, back about 5 years ago, we did a bond issue, and in that bond issue, interest rates since that time have changed, and we have been working with our bond folks, and by simply just refinancing those bond issues, not adding to the debt, not adding to the payment schedule, but just simply because of interest rates. At the moment, if we were doing them today, we would save a little over $400,000. We should close on those bonds in about 2 weeks. So we're pretty excited to save that kind of money. And so the next thing we have to do is approve the bond parameters, which is an ordinance number 170724.
I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 17-0724.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Weaver, second by Councilwoman Brown to introduce ordinance number 17-0724. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Weaver?
Yes.
Councilman Broughton?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the resolution is introduced.
Ordinance.
The ordinance is introduced. And do we entertain a,
Make a motion that we
Immediate.
make immediate consideration on ordinance number 170724.
Second.
motion by Councilman Broughton and a second by Councilman Barton to immediately introduce ordinance number 17-0724. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Weaver?
Yes.
Councilman Broughton?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Mayor Lovelace?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the ordinance is immediately introduced.
Make a motion we approve ordinance 170724.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Broughton, second by Councilman Barton, to approve the ordinance number 17-0724. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Weaver?
Yes.
Councilman Broughton?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the parameters ordinance for the general obligation warrants is approved.
The next two items are new for us in that under these community development block grants, in the past, the city chose who would be the person to administer these grants and the engineering firm that would be the engineers. Under the new rules, we have to send out a request for proposal for both of those positions. So the first one, the only company that responded to that request, which is the company we've used in the past, which is a community development group to administer this grant, would be Resolution 17-0724-1.
Motion to approve resolution number 17-0724-1.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Brown, second by Councilman Broughton to approve resolution number 17-0724-1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Weaver?
Yes.
Councilman Broughton?
Yes.
Councilman Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes, and the administrative services resolution is approved.
Next item is the engineering portion, and we had two companies that answered our request for proposal. So the city clerk had prepared a matrix and to determine which company best fit. And since I have such poor eyesight from here, I'll let you have to read those out on those scores.
The criteria are the qualifications and experience of the personnel, previous experience and familiarity with the city of Brewton, previous CDBG program and related experience, previous CDBG sewer project and related experience, and work management plan, and start and completion dates. And you can see there that they compared very closely. These are two firms that we're very familiar with, and they're both very qualified. The main difference being the work management plan and start completion dates. I forget the number. Southern Engineering Solutions has just, they are more familiar with these particular types of projects within the city of Brewton, and that is why their time of completion, their completion dates are projected to be a good bit shorter than the other provider, which was Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. So that's the difference, very little difference, but we would recommend that the Southern Engineering Solutions be
That
selected.
being said, we have an agreement with Southern Engineering Solutions to provide the engineering service for the proposed CDBG grant. Resolution 17-0724-2.
Yeah, make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Barton, second by Councilman Broughton to approve Resolution 17-0724-2. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Weaver.
Yes.
Councilman Broughton.
Yes.
Councilman Barton.
Yes.
Motion passes, and the Southern Engineering Solutions agreement is approved.
Are there any announcements or comments?
Make a motion for adjourn.